Hey, welcome back. Audrey here, animal nutritionist from chica+co. There are so many reasons to make your cat's meals instead of feeding them dry kibble or wet tin food. Two biggest ones are the price and the long-term health of your pet. So today I'm going to show you how easy it is to make a balanced, nutrient-packed homemade recipe I guarantee your cat will devour. Oh yeah, and stick around to the end and I'll share with you our free raw cat food cheat sheet that you can stick on your fridge for easier reference. Yep, freebie! I have done several videos on why dry food diets are in fact dangerous to feed long term, as well as a video on how to transition your cat from dry to fresh foods. Both are linked below. But here you are, still watching, so I guess you understand the whys and just want to get to the next step, the how-tos, to make balanced meals for your furry friend. Let's get to it. The first step is to weigh your cat. Didn't see that one coming, didn't you? You need to know how much your cat weighs to determine how much they should be eating daily. It varies from cat to cat, activity levels and age. As a general rule, adult cats, that is over 9 months of age, should be eating between 2 and 4% of their current body weight per day. Here's a handy cheat sheet for reference with the maths done for you, covering off cats ranging from weight from 2 kilos to 8 kilos. There's a 2% daily total, the 3% and the 4% daily total amounts. For today's recipe, I'll be making a meal for my adult cat, that is cat with a K, who is a total couch potato and weighs 5 kilos. Cat with a K, this one's for you. Hey, if you're enjoying and learning from what we're talking about today, please like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference to our channel. So you can see here she should be eating 2% of her body weight, which is around 100 grams. Remember, she weighs 5 kilos. Now, I just need to mention here that every cat is different. They're all at different life stages and activity levels. And the weather seasons change things up as well. During winter, my cat burns more calories to maintain her body temperature. Therefore, I increase the amount she eats accordingly, up to 3%. This is a guide only. Monitor your cat's body condition and energy levels. If they're becoming a chunky monkey, reduce the amount of food. And likewise, if they're far too thin, increase it. I need to reiterate, this recipe isn't the only thing you should feed your cat for the rest of its life. But it's a great starter recipe during the transition phase, as it's pretty much the same texture as wet tin food. So let's begin. Now, the key to feeding balanced meals for your cat is a term we like to call a Frankensteining. We are trying to recreate what wild felines naturally would eat in the wild by Frankensteining different animal parts together to loosely mimic a prey animal's body. So I'm making 100 grams worth of food today for a meal for my 5-kilo cat. So you can see the formula and amounts easily. But by far the better way to make this food is in bulk and freeze it in appropriate sized containers. My cat's containers hold the perfect amount for 300 grams of food, so 3 days worth. Make sure you defrost these containers in the fridge and discard any leftovers after 3 days, and always do the sniff test. To build a balanced diet, you simply need to follow this easy formula. The largest percentage is bonus meat, making up 55% of this mix. These include meats from beef, venison, chicken, pork, lamb, kangaroo, rabbit, goats, quail, turkey, water buffalo, camel, and fish. The next bit is where people get a bit confused. It's boneless muscular organs, making up 25% of the mix. What's the difference? Muscular organs are heart, lungs, tongue, tendons, trachea, that's the throat, green tripe, pizzle, it's the willy, uterus and intestines. All organs, yes, but they are the muscular type. That is, they move things through the body. Next up is a vital, albeit tiny percentage of the meal, offal, secreting organs. That is, organs that secrete something. The most important one is liver. You only need to weigh out 2% as it's a nutrient-dense powerhouse. Choose liver from the boneless meat proteins I've already mentioned. Feed a variety, as every animal liver has different nutrient values. Now, for the other types of offal, or organs, the secreting and non-secreting ones making up 8% only. These are kidney, brain, pancreas, spleen, eyeballs, testicles and ovaries. You can feed only one a day, or you can feed a mixture. The key is to balance it over time. Mix them up and don't just stick with one or two types. Now, raw meaty bones make up 10% of the recommended daily amount. And these are the soft edible bones like chicken necks, chicken wing tips or chicken feet, whole quail, small animals. Stick around and I'll share with you our free resource guide so all the stress of remembering this formula is gone. You can stick stick it on your fridge for reference. And it's free. Okay, so this is all the ingredients that we're using today. We've got our beef mince, pork mince, our sardines in spring water, some green-leaf mussels, some gorgeous free-range eggs, some chicken hearts, some lamb kidneys, chicken livers, chicken wing tips, chicken necks, little vitamin E, and some organic seaweed. And that's what we're using today. Okay, so the first thing we do is we pop our bowl on the scales like that, and we're going to be using minced beef for the first part of the formula. I always get the 80-20 ratio to fat to meat, as fats are your cat's fuel. We're going to start with the base of the meal, the muscle meats, and muscle meat is what makes up most of the prey body. So let's first add in the beef. This is 30 grams worth. I like using minced meats in beginner recipes because it has similar texture to canned foods, and the chance of your cat rejecting it due to the texture will be much lower than, say, chunks of meat. And let's face it, it's just easy. So 30 grams, in we go. Red meats are great to feed because they provide a lot of iron and a lot of B vitamins. Your cat needs iron and B vitamins in their diet so their organs and metabolism can function properly. So I always include at least one red meat in Cat with a K's meals. But there is a slight problem. There's one vitamin all cats have a crazy high requirement for that red meats just don't have enough of. And that's vitamin B1 or thiamine. Cats need a lot of thiamine in their diet, but luckily there's one meat that's higher in it than others, and that is, surprisingly, pork. It's actually a staple in all of our dogs' diets as well because of how nutrient dense it really is. Okay, so I'm going to tear it off again. So it's 0. Next up is the 25 grams of pork. I'm just doing a single serve like this so you can see the ratios. 25, 26. Beautiful. Okay. If you don't want to feed pork and you really want to boost those thiamine levels, you can add half a teaspoon of nutritional yeast, which will easily meet thiamine needs. I've popped a link below so you can easily source this supplement if you wanted to do this. Now, let's move on to the muscular organs. These are organs that are actually a muscle. They've got a job to do in a body that's mechanical. A lot of people think that these organs should fall under the offal percentage of the diet. This is not the case, even though technically they are organs. Muscular organs are what the name suggests, an organ that has a job, and they're actually a muscle. They do nothing else than to move things through the animal's body. Confused? Stick with me. Muscular organs are heart, pumps blood, lungs that move and process air, tongue, a muscle that moves food, tendons that act like rubber bands holding the skeleton together, trachea, it's a muscle that swallows food, green stripe, that's the lining of the stomach that processes nutrients. All these muscular organs have complex vitamin and mineral compositions, different from the traditional muscle meats like rump or chuck, chicken breast and so on. So the takeout here is to always feed heart in one form or another as part of the muscular organ component. Chicken hearts are the cheapest and the most perfect size for cats. So that's in 25 grams, which happens to be 2 hearts. Up to 50. Yeah, close enough. There we go. Beautiful. Next is the raw meaty bone component, which keeps your cat's bones strong and their teeth clean. Raw bones are also the only animal part which provides enough calcium and magnesium, which are crucial to the diet. Now, feeding bones may sound scary, but remember, we're trying to mimic a prey animal, Frankensteining, so as long as you never feed cooked bones and stick to the right size meaty bones like these chicken wing tips, they're perfectly safe to feed. So for this recipe, all we need to do is add 10 grams of chicken necks or a chicken wing tip. Both are easy to find at supermarkets or your butcher, and they're perfect sized for cats and great for scraping the tartar off their teeth. Oh, and they're super cheap. Yay. Now, if your cat simply refuses to eat bones, don't panic. There are some really good bone supplements out there on the market. I'm not adding one today into the mix, as I know my cat loves her bones. But here is one that I recommend, and it's linked below. Use this instead and follow the feeding instructions. Now, just a quick note on calcium supplements. As with everything, they're not all created equal. Calcium carbonate can be found in many sources. In fact, it can be synthesized in a lab. But it is always first preference to source a supplement that is derived from an animal source. Check to make sure this is the case. As you can see here, ours is made from 100% eggshells, and the other one that I've recommended is made from bovine cow bones. This one in comparison is made from organic plant matter. Cats are obligate carnivores, not plant eaters. The plant-derived calcium is fine to feed your cat, and they will extract as much as they possibly can from it. But animal-based calcium also comes with many other trace minerals, and it's easier for your cat to metabolise. Okay, we're going to tear it off again. So it's a 0. Now, the next ingredient provides 2 nutrients that are virtually impossible to get elsewhere. Secreting organs like liver are a carnivore's natural multivitamin because they're a concentrated vitamin and mineral powerhouse. This recipe or formula calls for 2 grams of liver. I like using beef liver or other ruminant animal liver like lamb or pork because they're much higher in copper than poultry, that is chicken or turkey. And as you can see, a tiny little bit goes a long way. There we go, 2 grams. Perfect, spot on. Next, we need to add at least 1 other secreting organ meat. What are secreting organs, I hear you ask? Well, simply put, they are the other organs that also have a job. Theirs are, not surprisingly, to secrete a substance to help digest foods, filter out nutrients, or create bile, like in the pancreas, for example. A prey animal has many secreting organs in their body, like the pancreas, the spleen, the brain, and many more, but sometimes it's tough to find many of these at your local supermarket, so I tend to shop at my local Asian butcher. If you don't have an international butcher nearby, I'm going to make this super simple for you guys today. This is all supermarket found. I'm adding one of the most common secreting organ meats you can find here, lamb kidney, which is a great iron and B vitamin booster. This recipe calls for 8 grams. Okay, in we go with the 8 grams. So there we go. Now, the next ingredient may be a little bit tricky to source, but without it, your cat may not be getting enough manganese in their diet, which is crucial joint and tissue supporting nutrient. What is it, I hear you ask? Green-leg mussels from New Zealand. You can buy Chilean green-leg mussels, but the manganese levels are much, much lower than these New Zealand grown ones. All we need is a single one for that added amazing boost. These have just been steamed. Let's pop that in there. Perfect. Now, these might sound hard to find, but you can find frozen steamed mussels at local seafood markets or in supermarkets. Just make sure you go for the plain ones. Do not feed the ones that are marinated or flavoured in any way. You can buy manganese supplements, but I'm all about whole feeding, not supplemental feeding. Don't stress out if you can't find these though. Supplements will do the job for you. So to make it nutritionally complete, we need to add a few more whole food ingredients. Sardines provide an ample amount of omega-3s, which are vital for your cat's skin and coat health, and also vitamin D, which is needed for proper bone health. Canned sardines are easy to find in most stores and also very cheap. Just be sure to only get the ones packed in spring water with no added salt or sodium. Okay, 20 grams on the tear. We don't need to total it off again. So all we need is 10 grams of sardines canned in water, spring water. If you've done the maths now and gone, what the hell is she talking about? We've just added another 10 grams to the 100 gram base mix. Yep, you do have wiggle room with this formula. Sometimes I like to add sardines, sometimes I like to add a raw egg instead, both the yolk and the white part. The base formula is great, but the addition of either of these take it to the next level. So another 10 grams. There we go. Up to 30, a little bit more. Again, this is incredibly fiddly, but I just wanted to show you the ratios next to each other. There we go, 30 grams. The first one is seaweed, and in this recipe I'm using this brand, which is very concentrated in the mineral iodine, which can be very low in raw fed diets, and cats need it as it's vital for their overall health. Low iodine causes poor cat coat quality and thyroid issues. In kittens, it's worse, as a lack of this mineral causes skeletal deformities and skin lesions. The other bonus for me is this is sourced from King Island, just off the Tasmanian coast, my hometown. This recipe only needs about 1/8 of a scoop. This is included in the container. I've linked this product below for you. It's the smallest amount. There we go. Let's give that a sprinkle. 1/8. In it goes. The last ingredient is actually the only non-whole food item in this is vitamin E oil. I'm using human-grade supplements for a couple of reasons. Vitamins like vitamin E, fish oils, primrose oils, and so on oxidize as soon as they hit the air. These guys are packed in gelatin capsules for this reason, to keep the air out and stop them from going rancid. The pet-grade vitamin E oils are packaged in pump packs and, you guessed it, turn rancid very, very quickly. Not to mention, in almost all cases, they are synthetic oils, not derived from natural sources to keep their costs down. Stick with human supplements like these and you'll have no problems. Simply cut the capsule in half. Look for the lower strength capsules. You don't need 1,000 milligrams per day. You simply would be wasting your money. And voila, cut that one in half. Pop it over the meal. They can eat the capsule as well, as it's full of gelatin, so there's nothing wrong with that. Squirt on the side there. Pop that over. And there you have, voila, a meal fit for a cat or king or queen. And that's it. Oh, okay, wait, I almost forgot about the free raw feeding cheat sheet I promised at the beginning of this video. In this cheat sheet, I give you the simple formula, a list of meats, organs and bones, and the amounts to correctly feed your cat. So you can be certain you're creating the best damn balanced meals all the time. The link for this one is also below, and don't forget to stick it on your fridge. If you've got any questions or comments, please pop them below. I'll do my best to answer each and every one of you.